We are now going to continue with the personal aspects of a manager's job. First of all, the manager has to conduct job analysis. uh, he has to analyze the requirements of the human resource who would be a perfect fit for that job. He'll then have to understand the labor needs, how many such people we already have in the organization versus how many we need to recruit. Then, such candidates would be selected through a process of elimination amongst the pool of candidates who show interest. Then the selected ones would be given an orientation and training so that they understand the job and how to do it. Then there will be managing of wages and salaries. So the salaries and wages, uh, like you all may know, that there is a little bit of a budget. So it's um, like between the lower and the upper limit of that particular budget for the job. So there's a little bit of managing of wages and salaries over there. Also, it depends a lot on the performance as well these days. Then there's incentives and benefits. Now, benefits and incentives, these are something which is above and beyond your salaries. So incentive is usually performance linked, and benefits is like say welfare plan or some medical benefits and facilities, something like that. So usually, which is not very monetary in nature, it's a little intangible in nature. Then we have appraising performance. So appraisal of your employees' performance, communicating, training and developing managers from lower level employees, then building employee commitment towards the organization. These are all personal aspects of a manager's job. Then we have personal mistakes. Hiring the wrong person on the job could be a mistake. Then experiencing high turnover could be a mistake. Having people not doing their best. So we have a huge number of people who are not even going away in the turnover, but they are not doing their best, or even so, they are not doing their best because the job fitment is wrong. So first, in the very first place, they are not the right person for the job, or maybe because they are feeling that they are not the right person, they themselves leave. That is causing high turnover. So these are personal mistakes. Then waste time with useless interviews. Useless interviews, as in maybe we have proper resource inside our organization who we can redeploy somewhere. And why are we doing useless interviews of external candidates? Then have your firm in court because of discriminatory actions. You may have done some discriminatory action because of which you are now being pursued in the court. That wastes your time, that wastes your image, it pulls down the brand value, all of that. Have your firm cited by OSHA for unsafe practices. Say, for example, if your factory doesn't have safe practices, you can unnecessarily create a bad name for yourself. Having some employees think their salaries are unfair and inequitable relative to others in organization, especially this happens when there's a lateral entry who gets a huge amount of salary, which is like way higher in proportion than theirs. Allowing a lack of training to undermine your department's effectiveness. So you don't want to waste time in training, but on the other hand, your lack of training is letting your performance get degraded. Commit any unfair labor practices. So these are all your personal mistakes. Now we have basic HR concepts. The bottom line of managing is getting results. HR creates value by engaging in activities that produce employee behaviors that organization needs to achieve its strategic goals. And looking ahead, using evidence-based HRM to measure value of HR activities in achieving those goals.